Misfits card was really something else. I'm gonna be real. The the preliminary cards was interesting, not that interesting actually. There was only one interesting fight, and that was Swarms getting knocked out in less than 10 seconds. I turned my head around, come back to the screen, and noticed that he is on the floor. Another thing is Dillon Danis really embarrassed himself. He was much a bigger keyboard warrior than he is a real fighter. And now I'm starting to believe that ever since that injury, he's not going to be the same again. Especially that he's a jiu-jitsu guy, but he did fail two takedown attempts on Logan Paul. He threw more punches at the security guard than he did at Logan Paul. And he's taken more shots against Logan Paul's girlfriend than he has at Logan Paul. So now I believe that Dillon Danis is a keyboard warrior. Conor McGregor did tweet after the fight that he's proud of Dillon, but we all know that's a lie. That's a huge lie. But now to the KSI fight. KSI really did good, better than I thought. But it was a close fight. Tommy edged it out just a little bit more to win the fight. But KSI did embarrass himself after. I think it was his ego talking at the end of the fight, talking about how it was a robbery. I believe the fight was close. KSI deserved the draw at most, but I don't think he deserved to win that fight because most of the fight he was in a clinch, initiating a clinch or punching in a clinch. And you could use the argument that Tommy Fury did lose a point, but when you check the scorecards, that point minus deduction is still gonna be a win for Tommy Fury. Now, some people are saying the fight against Tommy Fury was rigged because a YouTuber is not supposed to be a boxer, but that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard because they're fighting under KSI's promotion. They're not fighting against someone else's promotion. The refs were hired by Misfits and the judges were given by the boxing commission, so you can't say that was an unfair fight regardless. Yes, Tommy did hit KSI to the back of the head a lot, and I thought he should have had a lot more points deducted than he did. But still, I edged that out to be a Tommy Fury win. But now, at the end of the fight, I watched John Fury's interview. John Fury, he was very humble after the fight. He was complimenting everyone and he said he gave props to Dillon Danis for showing up, which everyone has to give props to any fighter that shows up regardless because certain fighters or certain people would not step in the ring with certain other individuals. For example, Dillon Danis stepped in the ring, sure he embarrassed himself. He embarrassed himself very much, but he still showed up while many people thought he didn't. But that microphone incident was definitely an excuse to try to get out the fight, but Logan Paul didn't give up, and props to Logan for that. Now, at the end of the fight, Jake Paul mocked KSI, saying "crying, crying." So I believe that Jake Paul and KSI should fight next because KSI did state that he was fighting Tommy Fury to do what Jake Paul can't, and that would prove that he's a better fighter, which still wouldn't make sense. But now that KSI hasn't done what he said he was gonna do, Jake Paul should fight a KSI, and it should be the end of that. But again, I think Tommy Fury deserves to have the nickname Influencer Killer, as if he continues in influencer boxing, the sport of influence, not a sport, but the genre of influencer boxing will go down. Same thing with Anthony Taylor. I don't know why the hell he's fighting the misfits when he should be out here fighting in professional boxing, real boxing against real opponents. But after the fight, Tommy Fury did state that he is done with the bullshit of influencer boxing and he's gonna go back to the normal boxing where he's gonna try climb up the ranks, gain international champion, intercontinental champion, and then eventually go for a world title. So you do have to give props to Tommy Fury for announcing that, but I don't believe that he would become a world champion because the division he's in has one of the best fighters in the world at this point. He's fighting in cruiserweight, and just to get this out the way, many people are using the fact that Tyson Fury looked was it kind of uh half-hearted at the end of the fight as a way to say even Tyson Fury knew it was a robbery, but no, the fight was close enough so anyone would be on the edge of their seats. I know for a fact that I was on the edge of my seat because the fight was very close, and at some point of the fight, I did think KSI was winning, but Tommy Fury went back to what he was doing. But Tommy Fury should have taken John Fury's advice and take space to throw proper jabs and throw proper punches. But for a real boxer fighting against an influencer, I think Tommy Fury did disappoint very much. I'd like to see what's going to come out of him next. And for KSI, I hope he fights Jake Paul so they can put the influencer boxing thing to an end. And the funny thing is, the security guards at the end of the fight was very amazing. Anyways, guys, this is the fight talk, and I am out.